Cool.
Yeah, you thought I was lazy sitting around all day doing nothing.
Yeah, I did.
See? That'll teach you to think. Don't ever think about me.
I don't.
Good.
You're an idiot.
Hello and welcome to episode 75 of the Press Continue podcast. I'm your host, Adam.
I'm your host, Brittany.
And today we are talking about good old Pit Fighter.
An amazing game.
Were you amazed?
Yeah.
At how bad it was?
I just didn't know what to think.
Alright, well, let's get the details out of the way first, okay?
The deets.
So this is released August of 1990 in the arcades and made by Atari. I found out the original arcade machine sold for $2,495.
Whoa.
And they sold 5,500 of these things.
That's a lot of money.
Way too many of these they've sold. And what made this game very unique in the arcades was it was the first game that used real people.
Yeah, I saw that.
They used green screened all these people and then digitized them, so it was like a big deal back then. And this came out 2 years before Mortal Kombat.
You know what it looked like to me?
What did it look like to you?
It looked like to me when South Park put some real person on the show, like David Hasselhoff, on a cartoon body.
Like his weird cutouts?
Yeah, like cutouts, but it's like an actual person's face. It moved like that.
Yeah. Very terribly.
Amazingly.
Like the whole game had 3 frames of animation for every character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Arm up, arm down.
Kick, punch.
Yeah.
Even when they jumped, they didn't really jump. They just kind of
floated.
Their legs stayed exactly how they were standing, and they just kind of jumped.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, hey, you know what? For completely new realm of technology, there, I guess that was I won't say it's a good first attempt, but it was an attempt at something. And it's something else I thought that was interesting about, okay, so it's real people, real actors, right? If you go on IMDb and search this game, it's got a list of every actor and anything else that they've ever done.
And were they in good stuff?
I didn't click on any of it because I'm like, it showed all the names of people, but only 2 of them actually had a headshot that wanted to be recognized for doing what they did. Because no one's face is recognizable in this game. Because it's so blocky, digitized, 90s, early 90s.
I could see the mullets and stuff.
How can you miss the mullet?
I wouldn't say I missed the mullet.
But that was all stuff that I thought was kind of interesting about the game and the technology behind it. So, you got 3 fighters to choose from. Right?
Yeah.
You got Buzz, the ex-pro wrestler. You got Ty, the kickboxing champion. And you got Kato, 3rd degree black belt.
That's who I like playing.
He was really fast.
Yeah.
He was really fast, but weak hits. This is pretty stereotypical. Fast, weak hits. Then you got Buzz, the wrestler, which was super beater guy, but if anyone got in there and touched him, he just got slapped around.
He looked like an 80s bodybuilder.
Totally. He looked like somebody out of American Gladiator.
Yes. He didn't really look like a wrestler, except for his outfit.
And then Ty, the kickboxing champion, he was kind of the in-between for everything. But he has the coolest move out of all of them.
What?
Okay, so you actually have special moves in this game.
I know, I got a couple.
Oh, you figured it out?
Yeah, like the kick in the air and stuff.
Yeah, if you... Okay, because I couldn't find anything about what buttons do what in this game anywhere on the internet. So, You got your first button is your punch, your second button is kick, your third's jump. That's easy to figure out. But if you press punch and kick at the same time, you'll grab the other person and pick them up. And, so you can throw them. But if you hold them for too long, they fall on you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I had that happen. I felt like Dirty Dancing. That's why I remember thinking that, like, he, like, fell.
Yeah. And then, if you pressed all 3 buttons at the same time, they would do their special signature moves.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, like the double kick and stuff.
Yeah, where he, like, did the jump in the air and did the like, windmill kick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then afterwards he was like, yeah! And Buzz would do,
like, Hulk out, right?
yeah, he'd, like, pick him up
Flex
and, like,
out.
throw him over his head, like, do, like, a weird suplex type thing, and then, yeah, totally flex out and be like, "Rrr."
Nobody told you to flex out?
Yeah. And then Kato, the 3rd degree black belt, if you did that, he would just, like, punch him 5 times real fast. And then be like, wah!
Mm-hmm.
He had the lamest everything.
And it did, like, Asian-sounding music, didn't it?
Oh, we'll get to the music in a minute. Because this soundtrack, it's the new soundtrack of my life. So the characters were pretty generic. I don't know, who's your favorite of the 3? You said...
Kato is who I would
Kato?
like playing, yeah.
Is it because he was the hottest?
Basically.
Yeah, okay.
That's how I live my life.
So, on a scale from 1 to 10, well, I'll pick you.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, when I was playing it, I tried all of them. I thought Ty, the kickboxer, was the coolest one because of that double kick move. Mm-hmm. But Buzz...
Don't even say that he was anything of your favorite.
He was the toughest one of all of them.
Uh-huh.
And here's why. Because all you would do is run up to everybody and hit those 3 buttons and slam them. Then go to the other side and slam them and slam them and slam them. It's like really boring to play that way. Even more boring than playing the actual game. But he would, like, destroy everybody.
Yeah.
And I was the worst with Kato.
I used Kato, I would just use the same kick and just kick and keep him at a distance and just keep kicking.
Uh-huh.
And that worked for me because I would beat everyone.
Yeah, this game doesn't take a lot of strategy.
Chop, chop, chop.
No,
you know how
much.
I do.
It's total button masher. So you gotta make it through 15 fights.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I did 10 and I was bored after that, I guess.
Well, then technically you really only had 2 left. Because
okay.
it's 12 matches, but 15 fights.
I think I saw all the opponents.
Except the last one.
Which was the last one?
The last one was a different hooded guy.
Oh, okay. Because I thought I saw and went through all of them.
Because you go through, the first guy you fight is the Executioner, who wears a hood. Then you got Southside Jim.
Oh my gosh.
He's the toughest guy.
He is. He beat me up.
He's fast. Then you deal with Angel.
Ugh, she kept, like, stomping my face with her heels.
Does the flips.
She's real stanky looking.
Gosh. Skanky hoe. Then there was CC Rider, described as a generic biker.
Yeah, he looked like a generic
wow.
motorcyclist.
Mad Miles. Dreadlock Sporting Maniac? I don't remember anybody wearing dreadlocks. Apparently we couldn't tell because it was too blocky and terrible of a video quality.
Huh. I'll have to check that out.
Heavy Metal.
Was Billy Idol.
Yeah, with a mohawk.
Yeah.
Chainmail Eddie.
Chain Man Eddie, which was Freddie Mercury.
Chainman Eddie. Yeah.
On steroids.
Looks close to Bennett from Arnold Schwarzenegger's film Commando. I don't know who Bennett was.
I don't know what Commando is.
Commando's a movie.
Yeah, I know.
It's Arnold Schwarzenegger in it.
Yeah, I got that
and
one.
Alyssa Milano. I actually just talked about this the other day.
He had real short shorts on. I remember.
I don't remember Arnold's shorts.
I do, because I remember being a kid and being like, why is his short so short?
Okay.
Yeah, he gets his daughter.
Yeah.
And he, like, puts all the grease paint on and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
From the drug dealers.
Yeah, yeah.
Blows up everything. Typical.
That was cool.
And then the final guy was the Masked Warrior. It's a terrifying mask and extremely difficult to knock out. No, I thought he was super simple. I got to him and it was just punchy, 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 done.
You thought the Southside Gym was harder?
Yeah, he was the hardest guy out of all of them. And you had to fight him twice.
Yeah.
Before you get to the final boss, that Chain Man Eddie, you fight two of them. Because they're both chained up in front of him.
Yeah, I did. I fought that battle.
Well, then you were right before the last guy.
Because then I beat both of them.
Okay, and then it's
but
the last guy.
that's when I stopped, because it was, like, hot outside.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
And all that button mashing really
I
wears
was like,
on you.
I'm done with this.
Yeah, you were right to the last guy.
Oh my gosh, should have kept up.
So, I mean, if you notice, obviously, if you're keeping score, that was not 15 opponents that we read off.
But you've done more, you
do them twice.
More than once, yeah.
And then between them, there are these bonus rounds, the knockout rounds.
You gotta fight yourself.
Right.
That's so dumb.
And it's first one to knock somebody down 3 times wins.
Yeah. Myself kicked my butt, like, a bunch of times.
Yeah, I'd be really good at punching and, hurting the other guy, but knockdowns, I couldn't do knockdowns.
Yeah.
That was terrible.
Me too.
So I think I won that once.
But when you do win a round, you get cash. And you get
cash
lifted
money.
up on a pallet
Yep.
with a forklift.
Some lady driving the forklift.
It lifts you up.
It's like somebody's wife with the big 80s poof hair.
I was like, what is going on in this game?
I especially liked it when you won. It said like totally studly.
Yeah, it had weird sayings.
Yeah,
I just kept going.
I just laughed so hard at so many things at this game. It's terrible.
I did like when you would like get pushed against the wall, the crowd would like push you back in.
Yeah, or really beat you.
Yeah, get back in there.
And they yell at you too. Yeah, there was like a girl that would jump out and start like punching you, and then there was some guy with a knife that would come out and stab you.
Oh yeah, they had weapons in the game too.
Uh-huh.
That girl was like stabbing me with a knife.
Yep. They had knives. There were boxes that you can throw at each other, like big pallet boxes, and barrels.
There was a stick in one too.
Oh yeah, the sticks.
The stick.
Damn sticks! That guy beat me to death with those sticks.
Like, what kind of fight is this? It's like in a warehouse at someone's work.
Yeah, it's Fight Club before it was Fight Club.
Yeah, and they're just using anything laying around, like box cutters, to slice you up.
A lot of them happened in the subway. Did you notice that? A lot of fights were in the subway. Because the game only had like 2 backgrounds.
I didn't notice it was the subway, but...
And then a lot of times too, when you like busted the boxes or the things, did you see the power pellet?
Oh yeah, and the guys would always get them before I did.
I know!
And then they get all jacked.
They turn all green. It's freaking upper.
Yeah.
What is it, uppers? Or you think it's steroids?
Yeah, something.
What is it? What?
Adrenaline or something?
I don't know. What drug could be a P? Maybe it's from Pac-Man. Power pellets.
Maybe. I have no idea.
It was green with a P on it. So somebody tell us what drug green with a P gets you hyped up so you can't feel pain. Here's your bath salts. Go to work.
Eat
his face. So something I didn't know either is that you could play this up to 3 players simultaneously. Like me, you, and someone else, 3 fighters out there.
Against the one opponent, or there would be 3
against
opponents?
3 opponents.
Oh, okay. What's the point of that?
Because all 3 of you were on the same team.
Okay.
It wasn't about you guys killing each other. It was all 3 of you
could fight any of
beating the other
opponents.
guys up. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
If you notice too, when you're in that match where you fought 2 guys at the same time, they would hit each other.
I didn't notice that.
It took me a while. I'm like, oh shoot, they can hit each other. So I kept lining them up so they would punch each other instead of me.
And they would do damage to
Yeah, they'd hurt each other. They'd knock each other down, and they'd come up and put a foot in their chest.
Huh.
So if it's like 3 players simultaneously, and you're fighting 3 Southside gyms, you can all gang up on one at a time.
And the other one just stand
and take
there
them all out, and
waiting.
then there'll be all 3 of you standing on a forklift getting cash money.
Yeah, stacks and stacks.
That's so stupid.
It's the best. I was like, you had told me this was going to be bad, and I was like, I'm going to find something good. in this game.
I lowered the expectations,
And
didn't
I was like, there's nothing good about this game. I couldn't find anything. I was like trying to find something that I'm like, no, it's not so bad. But I'm just like, yeah, I can't.
No. This game also came out for the Sega Genesis and literally every other system you can possibly think of. But the reason I remember the Sega Genesis one is it was released in 1991, and it's a good thing to say about this game. It was a good port over to a home console. It was basically the exact same game, but just the characters were a little smaller. The music still sucked. I swear the soundtrack to this game is terrible, right?
Yeah.
Somebody come back to that. There is no soundtrack. It's like somebody just
threw in little sound clips.
took a 4-year-old and said, hit random keys.
Dun,
Dun, dun, dun, dun, dun, dun. I mean, you'll hear it during this episode. The music is awful. I can't even think of an Atari game with good music. Anything, man?
No.
No. All the good Atari games didn't have music at all. Because they were before they put music in the games. But the Genesis one, for some reason, I went nuts about it. I borrowed it from my friend in high school.
And you loved it?
And I played it, every day, all day after school. I just keep playing it. And then I went to his house, and I'm like, here's your game back, but before I give it back, let's play. And I freaking, he didn't have a chance. I totally destroyed him, so I finally got a real copy of it, but the copy I got, there's something wrong with the cartridge. I think it might have bit rot. Mm-hmm. I know I talked about that. Did I explain to you what bit rot was?
Yeah. When the bits rot.
Yeah. And rots. But bit rot is like all these old games and stuff. They're worried about preserving them because as they sit on the shelf, the chips actually degrade that the thing's programmed on, and it loses bits, and then the game doesn't work. So when I play it, sometimes it play for a couple minutes, sometimes it'll play for 10 minutes, sometimes it won't play at all. So it might be messed up, I don't know. It'll be the first time I ever experienced bit rot, so I don't know what I'm looking at.
Go to the doctor.
So I didn't say gout.
Your bits are rotting.
Yeah. So, yeah, I went nuts for this game, so that's why I remembered it, and I remembered it being awful, but at the same time...
You still liked it.
I like it on Genesis. I got all crazy about it. I bought it for $4. In the box. I mean, how can you miss that?
Now I want to play it on Genesis.
Well, if I ever get the cartridge working better, you'll probably like it more, because the controller's a lot easier. Mm-hmm. So I know playing it on the arcade when I got through the whole thing, my fingers hurt.
My fingers.
From button smashing for so long. So, important question about this game.
Uh-huh.
Did you feel like a pit fighter?
No.
Did you feel like a badass?
Definitely not.
Did you feel like two big wussy guys were slap fighting each other?
I felt like cardboard cutouts or paper cutouts were flapping around hitting each other. Well, the moves it wasn't good.
No.
I
didn't feel tough. No matter how much muscle flexing happened after I did stuff, I didn't feel anything like, dear God, can you make this experience end? Can I have my quarterback, please? I even know in the arcade, I think I would see it in the arcade, and I'd be like, Pit Fighter. God, that looks awful. I'm gonna go play something else. So, Mortal Kombat came on the scene, and we were like, what the?
Yeah, that was good. Even though it looked similar, they still moved better.
So. Everything. Well, 2 years better technology, too.
Yeah.
But there was some other similarities that they pointed out between, Mortal Kombat and this, is that Jax and Buzz, they both do the flex out move whenever they win.
Yeah.
And that was about the only thing I saw. And then, because, one's good, one's terrible. One's got varieties of moves, one doesn't. So
you recommend this game? It's your fave?
well, let's go ahead and do the review.
Okay.
Go ahead, Brittany.
I give it a one stinky hooker looking Angela out of 5.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, 5
Maybe
hookers,
half.
huh? Half a hooker?
Yeah, I'll give it half a hooker out of 5.
Which half? The top half, bottom half? She cuts straight down the middle?
I don't know.
What half do I get?
She's just a little one.
Oh, she's a midget hooker?
I don't know.
Real nice. That's the best kind. So you didn't like it? Or did you? Because midget hookers are pretty awesome.
And I don't even know what to say about this game. It hurt my head, hurt my hands, it just hurt my eyes. I don't know.
Are you physically ill now?
I kind of blocked out this whole experience.
I told you it was terrible. I did this on purpose.
I just kept shaking my head, like, why?
We haven't played a truly terrible game, so I had to throw this in.
Yeah, it was truly terrible.
Yeah. So I don't know, if I had to give it a review, I would have to give it one weird obsession for no good reason.
What, your obsession?
No, the perfume.
Yeah,
Obsession by Pit Fighter.
I forgot that was a thing.
So, yeah, this game is awful. I don't know why even when I turn on the arcade machine, why do I even scroll past it and be like, oh yeah, Pit Fighter? Why do I stop? Why do I stop every time? Even the logo is drawn terribly. It's like the most basic font ever. Oh, I forgot to say the coolest part of the game, though.
What?
The attract screen.
Okay.
Before you put a quarter in, when it shows those little video clips of like them working out and doing their little kata moves and stuff. Did you see that?
No.
What?
I don't remember.
That's the coolest part. Hold on. You gotta see this.
You're killing me. You know, Danny kind of told us a funny story from school today. That they had computer lab, and he booted up his computer, and there was an exercise DVD in it.
What?
And it came up, and it was like, get fit! And all the kids, like, turned and looked at him, and he was like, I don't know what this is!
He brought it from home.
Like, his teacher did or something. Like, he didn't know what it was.
Weird.
It's like, pump it up!
Now, is it weird that I think computer lab, and I'm thinking of these IBM computers with 2 floppy drives?
Yeah, it's not like that.
It's because that's computer lab that I remember.
You did, yeah.
Yeah. You know, this stupid gnat that is floating around in here, you gotta get it.
Okay.
Okay, you gotta watch this. This is by far the
God,
best
this
part.
made my
No, wait.
stomach hurt.
Of course, no sound during the attract mode.
Oh,
Look at that.
Oh, my God. This looks pornographic.
You like it.
What is he doing?
Jumping rope and doing sit-ups. But look, this is...
this is actual video of them, isn't it?
No, this is like five frames of animation that made it look like video. That was it.
Oh, Lord.
That was it. But that was cool stuff. The attract mode was like, whoa! And they did the exact same thing on the Sega Genesis. And it was like, whoa!
I don't see... I wasn't there at the time, so...
Be glad
reaction.
you weren't there at the time. I wish I had no memory of this game. They always put things... If there's a game that you could forget in your life, what would it be? I think this would be on the list somewhere.
Oh, good. I'm glad now that
This would make like the final cut of top 5 to erase. But then somehow I would be like, ooh, Pit Fighter, this looks neat. And then I'd play it and be like, oh no.
You'd be like the Spotless Mind movie where you just keep coming back to the thing even though you had it erased.
Yeah.
You'd be like,
I want to see that movie again. I haven't seen it in a long time.
Eternal Sunshine for the Spotless Mind. Yeah, it's good.
I remember it being really good, and I remember bits and pieces of it.
Well, maybe
it's been
erased.
like half erased. Yeah.
And you're going right back to it.
I want to see it again. Well, that's enough of Pit Fighter, right?
Yeah.
We're done with
Quite
this.
enough.
Okay. So, Brittany.
Mm-hmm.
What have you been watching on the TV?
Not much. I've been watching South Park.
What?
Like catching up.
Is that
on
why you
it.
mentioned South Park so many times?
I did.
Yeah. About how the characters look like crappy Hasselhoff
No,
cutouts in South Park?
that's actually like literally what I thought.
Oh.
Hasselhoff
Maybe this
wasn't-
game made you want to watch South Park.
No, I've been watching it for a little while.
Oh, okay.
But nothing really new or good to talk about.
No funny South Park episodes.
Oh yeah, they're all funny. They're hilarious right now. Like, it was last season before the election, so that was really good. But, yeah. That's it.
That's very interesting. Thank you for sharing.
Everyone likes South Park, don't they?
Yeah, I
It's not
haven't watched it
obscure.
very much anymore either, though, because it got
Mr.
kinda...
Garrison ran for president, and he looks like Trump.
Oh, yeah, I saw that one.
You saw the whole season?
Well, not the whole season, but I saw bits and pieces of it.
Yeah.
And they kept making fun of Hillary and
Yeah.
all that craziness.
Making fun of everybody.
Of course.
Yeah. Trolling.
So I went to the movies.
Oh, yeah. Because
Yeah.
I watched your children.
Yeah. I appreciate that. Because I've been looking forward to this for a couple months once I found out that it came out. And I had to go 45 minutes. See how I'm building the anticipation of what did he go see? So it took like a half hour to drive there. And it was like 10 o'clock at night to get to the theater. And I was so excited to see it. It was Terminator 2, re-released in the theaters in 3D.
Ooh.
Terminator 2 is in my top 5 movies of all time.
Like, but have you seen it before that recently? Because it really doesn't hold up.
You're crazy.
I'm not crazy.
You're insane.
The
That
CG
movie still holds up.
Okay, everything
There was
but,
only one part where it was
everything
like...
but the CGI holds up.
There was only one part that was like, dear God, that was terrible. And that was when he crashes the truck and comes out of and it sets on fire and then he comes walking out. That's where it was like, oh no.
Yeah.
But the rest of the CGI, they did good.
Did they?
Yes.
Because I remember watching it not too long ago and I was like, this is terrible.
No, it was still awesome. It was still awesome
I'll try
because they only did the CGI stuff when he was the liquid metal guy.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the rest of it was practical effects. So, and the only real practical effect that was terrible was when they just saved Sarah Connor from the mental institution, and he comes running out and turns his hands into hooks and hooks onto the back of the police car.
That's bad.
And it looks like a dummy taped to the back of the car that just gets thrown around as they swerve out.
Yeah, it might have been the practical effects that I was like, oh Lord.
That was the only bad
'cause,
practical effect.
There was a few different things I kept being like, I can't.
And they fixed... They didn't change much in the movie, but they did fix the one huge flaws when... again, it's in the... when the truck's in the sewer system chasing John on the motorcycle. When Arnold Schwarzenegger jumps off with the bike, and you can obviously tell that's not Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's totally a stunt double. They superimposed Arnold Schwarzenegger's face over it now. He said, yeah, we're going to fix this and put that. But it didn't move at the same speed as the
So
motorcycle
the face is,
coming
like,
down.
floating there?
So the face kept like moving back. It looked like something out of Pit Fighter.
Now
So-
I want to totally see this.
But they like fixed that stuff like that, and then things like, okay, the windshield was cracked in this scene. You look at it again, it's not cracked. You go back, it's cracked. So they fixed like a couple continuity things like that, but overall they didn't change anything in the movie.
Did you like it?
The movie's freaking amazing. At the end of the movie, I threw my arms up and I was like, "Boo! I love this freaking movie!"
They're like, Sarah, please leave.
No, because me and Ashley were the only ones there.
Really?
We had the whole theater to ourselves.
Huh.
So it was a good time. The 3D, or the picture quality in general, was awesome. I mean, they totally put it 4K, cleaned up, great. The sound system in that theater was awful. There was no bass at all. So I'm like, that big fight scene in the very beginning where and you have him stomp on the skull, and it's like, I'm like, yeah, let's go. And it was like,
Yeah.
and then they start, and I'm like, oh, this is a little
I want my
disappointing
money
on the
back.
audio. Because I used to use Terminator 2 as a big audio demo when I sold high-end audio. So I know it has a great soundtrack to it and stuff. And they let me down on the audio, but the picture was super clear. The 3D was really great in the first half of the movie until you get to the point where they get to the desert where Sarah meets up with, like, her family or something in Mexico, and they get all the guns and stuff, and then they start going after Skynet, and that's kind of where the 3D seemed to disappear in the movie, or you just didn't notice it as much or something. But overall, it was totally worth going to, and I'm super hyped that I got to do it. I saved the ticket. I kept the glasses.
Oh my gosh!
So it's all gonna eventually be with the movie poster and everything in a nice display that I'm gonna set up for that, because that's awesome.
Because you're the biggest nerd on the planet.
Right next to my Star Wars one, where I have the ticket when I went to go see Star Wars when they re-released it in the theater. That's still in my wallet right now.
Oh my gosh!
From, I think it was 1991, 92. 94?
You're asking me?
I don't know. I don't remember. But, yeah, so I guess I'm collecting re-release tickets.
Well, good on you for that.
But the story is still great. It did make me a little nuts, though, that I'm used to watching the director's cut. So I felt like a lot of the movie was left out, because they add like a good 20-30 minutes of extra footage to it that fills in a lot of gaps in the story.
Good times.
Yeah. You want to hear the cool way to unlock the director's cut?
Sure.
If you have the DVD, they have they have the chapter select menu. Well, in the chapter select menu, there's like a keypad on the right of the screen. Well, if you keep pushing right enough times, your little cursor will go to that keypad, and you type in the date for Judgment Day, and it unlocks all the extras in the disc.
Huh.
Coolest way to unlock anything.
Do you have the DVD?
Oh, of course I do. I got it on Laserdisc. I got it on DVD. I don't have it on Blu-ray.
You don't have it on VHS?
I don't have any VHS anymore.
I'm just kidding.
But Laserdisc.
Yeah, I know.
That's a thing.
I know it is. Horrible picture.
It's real heavy. Looks great on a tube TV, though. So yeah, if it's still in the theater, go see it. Whether you have seen the movie before and you liked it, or you've never seen it, you gotta go see Terminator 2. That's the best Terminator of all the movies.
How long is it gonna be out?
I don't know. But when we went to see it, it had been out for 2 weeks.
Oh.
And I know it's, whenever they re-release something, it's always a short run. And it's popular since we had the theater to ourselves. We were the last ones to leave the movie theater, too. It was our car out there, and that was it. They shut off all the lights in the theater. The second we walked out of the theater, during the credits, I heard the thing shut off.
They're like,
so the guy was in the box like, will you guys get the hell out of here? We want to go home. It's like 1 o'clock, 1:30 in the morning when we left.
Hey, they make the schedule.
It's a 2.5 hour movie.
Not you.
Yeah.
They don't want people there. Don't make the schedule late.
Don't start the movie at 10 o'clock and then show a half hour of coming attractions beforehand. Say it. Do it.
Do it. This week in gaming news, what's the news?
Oh, I have the news?
You do?
I do. It's all Nintendo stuff, because Nintendo is doing stuff.
Are they? Like
Yeah.
what? Switching it up?
Nintendo Switch. Some of the games now are going to require a micro SD chip.
Why?
Well, I got a few theories behind that.
Okay.
Nintendo has recently made a partnership with SanDisk, who's the maker of micro SD chips. Very
So they're
convenient.
like, can you get rid of some of this?
Yeah, can you sell more of our product, Nintendo, and then you get a cut? Oh, sure. Programmers, make them require that they have this. Yes. The way to tell the games on the box will have on the top, it'll say requires the micro SD chip as well, or like written across the top. And the first game that's going to require it is NBA 2K18. Very popular series of basketball games for consoles. So already we're finding that the Nintendo Switch is limited on its capabilities, so you have to expand the memory.
Mm.
That system is crap. And it's not a popular opinion.
Yeah, I know, because I saw that you posted something about that, and then everyone was like, shut up!
Turned into a giant flame war. Yeah, people love their Switches, but you guys are bitches. Hey!
I actually played the Switch last weekend with my friend in his car. We played Mario Kart.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Was it Danny?
No, my friend Miguel.
Oh.
We, propped up the screen on the dash and
played with the little controllers? Yeah. Those little baby hand controllers?
Yeah, they were baby-sized.
Totally. Yep. And what'd you think?
It was fun. It was Mario Kart.
Yeah.
There wasn't really
nothing
much new. I actually, the wheels floated. I don't know if that's something they did.
Oh, yeah, they did that in.
Oh, okay, well.
Mario Kart 8 on Wii U is the exact same game as the one on Switch. Except they called it Deluxe because they added 1 extra power up and 4 extra tracks.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it looked pretty much the same.
It's the same thing. And how can you tell on a 7-inch screen?
Yeah, you can't really tell much.
Whoopee! The portability's cool.
Yeah, that was fun.
But that's
we're
about
just
it.
Hanging out in the car and playing, Mario games together.
I hope you weren't doing it while you were driving.
You know what? Mind your own business.
Oh, sorry. I will.
No,
I
weren't driving.
More Nintendo news.
Mm-hmm.
Nintendo is shutting down their Miiverse, which is their online service.
Miiverse?
It's called Miiverse.
I thought you said Miiverse.
MII verse.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Which is on Wii U and 3DS. So when they shut down their online service, that means all their games that use online capabilities will not work anymore.
Splatoon?
So, yes. Splatoon is going to be a single-player game. You can play the single-player campaign, and that's it. Splatoon is made as an online-only game, basically.
Yeah,
So I will be trading that in as soon as I can.
You're not going to get anything for it.
It's, I think, $12 at GameStop or something.
Oh, my gosh.
But, yeah, so they're shutting that down, which is going to kill Mario Kart Online. All the cool, because with Miiverse too, you can put achievements and stickers and comment on other people's stuff and do all this stuff. It was a whole social thing.
Why are they shutting it down?
Because it has nothing to do with the Switch.
Oh, okay.
Because the Switch has its own online thing that they're doing. So to stay more cohesive, they said, with Nintendo's plans, they're going to shut down all the old stuff. The only game that they announced that they're going to update is Super Mario Maker. Because that game does not do anything without being online. Because it's all about sharing levels. So they will have a patch for that, which will use its own weird server thing so you can share levels. But still a lot of the Miiverse capability of writing comments to each other and stuff like that is going to be gone. It's all gone.
All gone.
All gone. And that's happening in November.
Thanks, Nintendo.
So, good job with that. And the last piece of news I have, Mario is not a plumber.
What is he? He's an Italian?
They said that he's just an all-around guy. Because he's done so many things, he's just an all-around guy now. He's not a plumber anymore.
Oh, anymore.
Yeah.
He just, got upgraded.
Yeah, well, he was a doctor, he's a race car driver, he's Olympian, he's,
Yeah, he does it all.
What else is he?
He's the most interesting man in the world.
No. He's not the Dos Equis guy. He's an alcoholic. He's a womanizer. He beats animals. So let me actually drop some Mario history here.
Okay, drop it.
So the first Mario game was Donkey Kong.
Okay, yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. Okay. But that wasn't Mario.
Who was it?
That was Jumpman. That was his name back then, was Jumpman.
It was Mario.
No, it's the same sprite. But it wasn't Mario. The first Mario game was Mario Brothers. Not Super Mario Brothers, just Mario Brothers. Okay? Jumpman, the theory behind that some people say, is that is Mario and Luigi's dad.
Oh God. He.
That's why they look so much alike.
He did it with that stinky looking chick in the
Pauline?
Pauline, yeah, and had them.
That makes sense. Jumpman, Pauline, because they're not going to go saving their mom constantly and kissing her on the mouth.
Yeah, it's gross.
You kiss your mom with that mouth? No.
Mario.
That is Mario and Luigi's deadbeat dad, because you never see him again.
Yeah, he ran off.
Never again. I already got eaten by a gorilla. What's his name? Hambre? Hambre? What's his name?
I don't know what you're talking about.
The gorilla that got shot.
Oh.
What's his name?
Harambe.
Yeah, Harambe. I'm real good with names.
I'm thinking like you're trying to speak like a Japanese name for Donkey Kong.
Yeah, because I speak Japanese all the time.
I didn't know what you're saying.
I actually have a whole theory, too, about Mario. Okay, and this is throwing it to the whole Super Mario Odyssey, the new game that's coming out for Switch by Christmas.
Okay.
Okay. So, you know, his new ability is he can throw his hat.
Yeah, you told me that.
Okay. So when you throw your hat, you can actually take control of whatever the hat's on.
Oh, weird.
So when you're running around, like in the real world in the city, they've showed where you throw the hat, it goes onto a normal human, and you can control the little weird mini game that they got to get like a key or a star or whatever, and then you could throw the hat back to Mario, and now Mario's running around again. Okay, but you can also do that to take over enemies. So you can take over a Bullet Bill and control a Bullet Bill. You can take over...
Oh, that's cool.
You know, a Goomba, and now you're a Goomba. You can take over a Koopa, Flying Koopa, and now you're a Flying Koopa. Whatever.
That's interesting.
So my theory is the hat is Mario.
What?
And he's mind controlling everything. So Mario is not Mario. He's just some innocent bystander that the hat has taken control of all these years.
Okay, I get
And
it.
warped his brain so much that he's like, yeah, I'm the hat. This is Mario. You throw the hat, and now Bullet Bill is Mario. You throw it on some dude walking down the street. Now some dude is Mario. The hat is Mario.
This is too much for my brain to handle. You're
Mind
Mario.
blowing?
Something like that.
So, yeah, this freaking psycho hat is taking control of everybody. So if you wore the hat, you're Mario.
Okay, good.
Or at least you think you are. But the hat is Mario.
This is like a weird,
this
like
freaking evil
invasion
hat.
of the body snatcher stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good theory. So make sure,
Good theory.
yeah, I like it.
Good job, me.
I like it, yeah. Pat myself on the back for a second. So make sure you wear your tinfoil hats so Mario can't control your brain
Okay.
and take you to fight imaginary dinosaurs.
Yeah, that like all the times that you die, he's just getting another body.
Yeah. It's the hats falling onto somebody else.
Like you're dead, but he's like, whatever.
Whatever.
Flop over to this guy.
Hats can't die.
Hats can't die. So true. So true.
I haven't figured out a theory for Luigi yet. Like, does he have a Luigi hat? Because Luigi you haven't seen in Super Mario Odyssey yet.
Yeah, I don't know. Lots of
And Toad's just stupid. He follows anybody.
Toad is high.
All right.
Yeah.
That was some stuff.
Yeah, it was.
A big pile of stuff.
It's like being in a pit.
Fighting.
Whatever.
Fighting to find something good.
Just falling in a pit.
Yeah. So, what are we going to talk about next time, Brittany?
I don't know. I'm playing some different stuff.
You are?
Maybe you should play some.
Some different stuff?
Some of the stuff I got, yeah. I bought some games.
PS4 stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, I have a beta key.
For what?
For...
Secrets?
Secrets. For Freaky Awesome. I have an alpha key for it. They're in alpha testing right now.
Huh. Maybe we'll check that out.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe something good. Maybe something bad. That's just it. We don't know.
What the fuck is that from?
Ren and Stimpy.
Oh, God.
The history eraser button, you fool!
Enough of that.
Oh, come on. I used to be able to quote every part of that
I went to the
episode.
dentist, and he was like...
You went dentist?
I went dentist, and I have a Adventure Time lanyard, and it just, like, set him off into talking about cartoons and everything, and then he started doing Ren and Stimpy, and I'm like, I gotta go. I have a job.
No, you don't.
And he was like, you're fun to talk to. And I'm like, you're creeping me out.
Oh, that's what he sounded like?
Well,
You're fun to talk to.
I might be exaggerating.
Brittany, come back and sit in my chair.
I would just please let me leave.
Let me look inside your mouth the whole time so you can't talk back and tell me you have to go to work.
That's how it happened. I was like, I don't want to open my mouth out. This is not right. Yeah. This was too weird. Yeah.
Why did Dennis always want to talk to you?
This is the first one that I ever talked about television shows with, and he would not stop. I was like, do you not talk to people very often?
No, because they never talk back. It's very one-sided conversations, because
I'll
all you
talk
can get
back.
is ar
Yeah.
when they're sucking your face with that thing.
Anyhow.
Sucking face with your dentist.
Yeah.
Okay. So, tune in next time?
Why do you always make it a question?
Because, are you going to tune in next time, people?
Yeah, you are.
You better. Subscribe on everything.
Facebook.
You can just type in Press Continue Podcast in your search thing, and boom! We are first.
Look at you.
We've gotten to that status now where Google finds us first on the list.
Google.
I don't know
Google.
about you, Yahoo, because who the heck uses Yahoo anymore?
Not me. The other day I actually accidentally was like Yahooing something and didn't realize. I'm like, what the hell is this?
I pulled up Yahoo.com and I'm like, yeah, what? Everything's purple, and what is all this other stuff besides what I'm searching
Like
for?
people were standing behind me watching, and I was like, excuse me for a second. And I like closed it and brought up Google.
How about Bing?
No.
Did anyone ever use Bing?
Like people on the commercial.
Bing.
All right, bye.
Oh, tune in next time where the gaming never ends. As long as you
Press continue. Bye. It's so flipping hot in here. I can't breathe.